Okay, so look at this, y'all. Seven of Swords reverse. Something that was done in the dark. They was being strategic. They was stealing. They was scamming. They was lying. This is coming to light. And look, more confirmation with the Sun card. Wow. Okay, so the Sun card is exposure. Something coming to light. And now we have here, look, legal. Okay, so something that they did that got to do with the justice system is coming to light. All right. Spiritual court is now in session. All right, let's see. All right. Tell me more, Holy Spirit, about the Seven of Swords reverse here. Oh, my goodness. Yo, you cannot make this up. I just said expose, coming to light. And look at it right here. Corruption exposed. Yes. It says here, a whistleblower, investigation, or unforeseen event will bring hidden truths into public awareness. Right here. It's being, it's being brought to light. It says here, this is the breaking point where denial collapses under the weight of evidence. Yes! Yes. We've been waiting for something like this to happen already. Something to come to light, to get exposed. Okay? So, look at that. Corruption is exposed. All right? Let's see. What can we get with legal? What's this legal here? What can we get? Oh my God. The Ten of Wands, they are feeling burdened. It could be having to do with a house as well. Okay. But the Ten of Wands, they are feeling very burdened right now because they know that this is something that it's already, they're like too deep into this. You know, like the Department of Justice is like, they're already aware. So it's like they're feeling very burdened right now is what I'm getting. They are feeling very burdened. Okay. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords here in the reverse. Again, them getting caught. So let's see what we get from here. We have corruption exposed. So there was corruption here. It is being brought to light. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so the corruption, one of the things that they did is that they try to put you in a conservatorship. And then the Seven of Swords, that's them being strategic, trying to come up with a plan. You know, this is them also with the Seven of Swords is stealing. So to steal some type of money that was left to you in the inheritance, somebody left you something in the inheritance, they try to put you in this conservatorship so that they can have control over you and the money. They try to say that you're mentally unstable, that you are not, that you're incapable. You cannot have this money. You cannot handle it, that you need them. You know, they probably also got a power of attorney. Okay. Something like that. It's like hand in hand with this conservatorship. All right. They just said that you couldn't handle it basically. And they needed to put you in a conservatorship. All right. So they could, that could be something that they tried to do. All right. Because you're not in the conservatorship. Okay. Well, that's one of the plans. All right. We have compromising situation, blackmail setup. So they also tried, this was coming to light. They also tried to put you, or they tried to catch you in some type of compromising situation so they could be able to blackmail you, and it's not working. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have a step parent or step sibling is involved. Okay, so for some of y'all, this is who's getting exposed right now. All right, they did all of this to steal from you. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords, Holy Spirit. Okay. They could have done this because they was going bankrupt, all right? Or they are going bankrupt right now with the Seven of Swords, the stealing and all that, because they was losing money. All right, we have here a private investigator was following you, okay, collective? They was following you. We're going to see what happened with that. An underage girl is significant. You could have a daughter that's underage. There could be something else going on. This could be this, maybe a step sibling. It could be underage, or they could get caught up for something with an underage girl, and we'll see if that comes out. you know, eventually throughout the reading. So let me see with this private investigator. Let's see if they found what they was looking for. Let's clarify. All right, Holy Spirit, clarify the private investigator following the collective. Did they find anything? I feel like this is what this is. They were looking for something on you to be able to use it as blackmail, to have it all, you know, over your head. I think that came out yesterday too. We spoke about that. And they wasn't able to find you in no type of compromising. They wasn't able to put you or find you in a compromising situation. Okay, we have a King of Coins here in the reverse. So this is a man, as you can see here, greedy, possessive, all right, miserable, disloyal, jealous, stubborn, ungrounded, all right, ruled by materialism, all right, someone who's trying to keep this money that he got by any means necessary. Bottom of the deck. So the Ace of Wands, this is the Ace of Wands in the upright. So in the reverse, they feel blocked, okay? We have here lacking direction, okay? They feel blocked. They didn't know another way to go about this, you know, to be able to blackmail you. So they got a private investigator to do like maybe a background check on you, to follow you around, to see if they could get something on you, catch you in the act of doing something. This could also be with this conservatorship as well. You know, trying to say that you are, you know, they probably said you on drugs. They said that you know, that you something, that you're a prostitute or some shit. I don't know. But they tried to find something on you so they could be able to use it over you. All right, let's see what else. And look, we got in-law here. So let's see. Let's see if it comes out. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, tell me more. They're a suspect in a crime. They're going to ask you to co-sign something. Do not do it. Okay, so somebody that's a suspect in a crime is going to ask you, or they already did ask you to co-sign something. Spirit is saying do not co-sign it. All right, if they haven't already came to you with this. Yeah, look, they're trying to be strategic, trying to figure out how to get you to co-sign something. So don't do it. You're not going along with nothing that they're doing here. All right, yeah, look, trying to be strategic and they're losing sleep. And look, a detective is involved. Okay, so the detective could have pulled up on them. They know that this shit is over and done with. They're trying to figure out a way to get you to co-sign something. Let's clarify the co-sign card to see what comes out. All right, clarify the cosign, Holy Spirit. What is this about? It says here, timing in a few days. Okay, act now, fresh start, awakening. So they're going to come to you in a few days. This could be, when is it? What's today? Today is the 29th. This could be any day now, okay? This could be, I don't know, that energy just gave me like autumn. Because I see it says here autumn. Okay, so it's giving, you know, that vibe, like next month. All right, we have here in a few days. Tell me more. Okay, so this person, they're going to try to influence you to do this. Okay, is this someone who's like a master manipulator? Okay, we have here with the Page of Wands, out of ideas, hasty. All right, so something about them being hasty, maybe trying to like, you know, like a magician. Like look over here, but don't look over here. You know, like, can you just sign this? You know, just sign this real quick, but it's really something else. You know, like trying to figure out a way to just get you to sign something and not ask too many questions or something like that. But that's what I'm getting. Okay, this person is planning to do this, and we have again in a few days. All right, so somebody needs to be aware of that. Don't sign anything. Like it says here, don't sign anything. Don't do it. They're going to try to be like manipulative about it. This could be maybe something that got to do with the conservatorship. Something that is like that. All right, let's see what else. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. What else? Somebody with an Infinity SUV is significant. Somebody who's in the Marines is significant. Tax fraud. Okay, so somebody's going to get exposed with some type of tax fraud that they was doing. Oh, we have FBI, CIA, DEA is involved. Somebody was born in one of these years, or these years are significant when it comes to this situation. They thought that you was an easy target. You were the bait. Got them, okay? You were God's bait. They thought you was going to be an easy target, that they was going to be able to get this done with. And nope, it ain't happening. So they bit the bait, which is what they did here, you know, stealing from you. And now they're going to get their karma. They're going to prison, and they're going to be surrounded by death and destruction. All right, by struggle, all of that shit. All right, 35 to 50 years old. This could be you or somebody involved. We have here a veteran is significant. A Taurus female is significant. A rent-a-car, okay? So somebody could work at a car rental place, or somebody just recently rented a car, something about them renting a car, all right? And we have here an SUV, so this could be the car that's being rented, or maybe, like I said, it could be a car you rented out. Take it how it resonates. All right, so they're going to be getting felony charges. They use your social security number, okay? So they use your social security number in their corruption and their scams. They forged documents and more to steal what was left to you. So there we go, confirmation. The and more part is this conservatorship, okay? They did all of this shit, all this weird shit right here. Somebody has a gold car. This could even be the investigator. Maybe somebody noticed a gold car, an SUV, an Infinity SUV, something like that that has been following them. That's who it was. And they couldn't find nothing on you. It says they're going to incorporate you and their crimes. Okay, so look. That's what Spirit is saying. Do not co-sign nothing because you don't want nothing to do with nothing that they're doing. Let them get caught up in their own bullshit. You have nothing to do with nothing. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to incorporate you somehow by telling you to co-sign something, which is ridiculous. But again, we are dealing with low IQ criminals here. All right. So yes, it sounds crazy, but that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. They're stupid. They're really going to try something here. But let them. Let's see what else we got. Let them, because again, you are the bait. So everything that they do to you, everything that they plot on you, it just gets exposed. And it just gets them deeper and deeper into hell, all right, into the belly of the beast, into prison where they're gonna be at. So let them. Everything that they're doing is being traced. All right, twins are significant. We have here business fraud. This could be something that they did. We picked up on that yesterday. Something about business fraud, getting a business loan with your name. They did a lot with your name, okay, your name and your social. Okay, let's see what we get from here. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Okay, so we have here strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Yeah, passionately hate you. Yeah, these people, we know that. There's no love here. All right, fire could be significant. Fire sign could be significant. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have here fly, a period of ill health and depression. So because these people passionately hated you and did all of this, there's going to be a period of ill health, okay? You could be seeing flies or those little fruit flies. That's confirmation that they're definitely keeping eyes on you. That's like a monitoring spirit confirmation. You know, they're keeping eyes on you. They're watching you on social media. They're trying to see what you're talking about, how much you know, trying to feel you out, because they're going to try, all right? For somebody, they're going to try to come in and tell you to sign something. So these people, they're going to be going through ill health and depression. Like I said, they're going to be surrounded by death and destruction. Death, destruction, poverty, depression. All right, that's their karma. And time to act. Okay, so time to act is again giving me confirmation. Look, I didn't even see that this card was here. All right, your karmic uncle is significant. All right, so time to act. A lion, so a Leo could be significant. But that's what they're planning to do now. All right, so on today's episode, they're going to try to tell you to co-sign something to try to get you incorporated in their crimes. Oh, boy. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What else? September, Libra or Virgo is significant. Somebody with a red car is significant. Overseas bank accounts are now under investigation. So we picked up on the overseas bank accounts, all right, that they had your money. And now we have that the accounts are under investigation. So they moved the money to bank accounts overseas, and it doesn't matter. There was a money trail, and it led them over there, overseas, wherever that's at. And they have now, the account is like, you know, it's stopped. It's frozen. All right. A dentist is significant. A Mason or an Eastern Star. Okay, so look, they are sanctioned for their failure to lure you in. They are going to be experiencing some type of penalties on them because they couldn't comply with the order. Okay, the order was to sacrifice you, to get you caught up in their mess, to get you to co-sign something. All right, for some of y'all, they're still, you know, they're still in action. They're still trying to do this. We picked up on this before, that this is all happening before the end of the month. All right, they have before the end of this month, and we only got 2 more days left. So, you know, just stay strong, okay? Don't go nowhere. Don't allow these people next to you because they're trying to sacrifice you. And it doesn't have to be unaliving you. It could be a living sacrifice. They get you to drink something, eat something, you know, accept a gift or some shit. And little do you know, right there, they did some type of demonic contract, or they, you know, they did something, some type of spiritual shit that they're trying to do, all right, because they need to do it. If not, they're gonna get in trouble, okay? They're gonna get pow. They're gonna get a spanking, okay? Oh my God, these are grown adults that we're talking about here, okay? So, and this is all alleged, all right? Alleged. All right, I got this information because remember in that reading that I posted this, that it was a girl commenting about her family and how they are Masons and Eastern Stars, and how I think she said it was her mom or her sister, one of them in her family, they got sanctioned. They got in trouble because they were supposed to lure her in. She's the only one in her family who is not a Mason or Eastern Star. So she was the target. She's the one that's like us, the black sheep, you know, the one that is following God and staying in the light. You know, we're not going to do what everybody else in our family did. She's breaking the generational curse. So they're going to get in trouble, you know, because of that, because they couldn't lure you in. They couldn't get you caught up. They couldn't get you in a compromising situation to blackmail you, to hold that over you, to be able to get their way with you, which is something that allegedly I heard that they do a lot in these secret societies organizations. All right. That's one of their things, you know, their go-to things, to have, you know, leverage over people, get them in a compromising situation, get photos of them, videos, and use it against them. They couldn't do that with you. Okay. Let's see what else. All right, what else, Holy Spirit? A sibling's plotting on you. And look, we got a step sibling. It could be your step sibling or half sibling. You have the same mother, different father, different mother, same father. Take it how it resonates. Look, and then we got human trafficking. So this could be what they're trying to do. You know, like they're trying to get you out of the way because you know what they did. Look, they was trying to do that. And look what we got. They're turning themselves in. All right. They try to get you trafficked. That is crazy. You cannot trust these people ever again. All right, give me one more on this sibling. Okay, they failed the lie detector test. They did something for a payout. Yes, I feel like they put money on your head. All right, they could be the one that's probably even a part of the secret society, that they had to do something for a payout to get more, allegedly, more power, more wealth, more connections and stuff like that. And they failed some type of lie detector test. All right, so we see that there was a detective here. All right, they could have gotten a lie detector, okay, and they failed it. That's for somebody. Oh my God. Okay, so look, they're part of this organization, community, or secret society. All right, like I said, Eastern Star Mason. They know that it's a losing battle. They're gonna try to go on the run, and yeah, they made a bad investment. Everything that they did to you, it was a bad investment. Stealing from you, putting this money in other accounts, all this shit that they did, It was a bad investment, and they're going to try to go on the run. We picked up on this yesterday. They're not going to be able to run. We picked up on that every time. All right? It's like a bunch of people that keep on thinking that they're going to go on the run. They're not going to be able to go on the run. It keeps coming out like that. All right? So, let me see now what else. Let me pull from another deck. Let's see how this is significant to you, to the reading. This could be you, the karmics. Take this how it resonates. Oh, okay. We have mom. All right. So somebody's mom could have passed away. This could be the one that left you something in the will. This could be the step parent. It could be a step mom for some of y'all. For some of y'all, you're the mom. Tell me more. It says the vomiting Cupid. So someone could be sick. Maybe you heard of somebody vomiting sick or something like that. With the Cupid energy, that's February 14th. That is Aquarius. All right. Somebody could be an Aquarius. Tell me more. All right. It says here the used hybrid. So this car could be significant. Okay. Some type of vehicle hybrid is significant. Nausea. So look, nausea and vomiting. So again, maybe somebody's pregnant. All right. Because there's something about nausea and then we got vomiting. All right. This looks like, is this like on airplane? You know, like the seat in front of you. So yeah, vomit bag. So that could be that, or traveling. We have deception, so a liar. Okay, somebody that you know is always lying. All right, someone who's very manipulative is significant. Let me pull now some locations. All right, Holy Spirit, what locations are significant? Colorado, Tennessee, Alabama, Maryland, Ohio, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Oklahoma, and Delaware. All right, let me see what other deck I could get something from. Okay, so let's see what these overseas accounts. Let's see where this money could be at. Let me get 3, Holy Spirit. Let me get 3 cards. All right, we have Nicaragua. The other one says Vatican City. The other one says Futuna Island and Laos. I don't know. Take what resonates from these 4. Okay. Okay, then we have Romania, Luxembourg, Saba, and Cocos Islands. All right, let's see. Let me get one more. Oh, shout out to my Dominican peoples. Okay, we have here Dominican Republic, Russian Federation, Jordan, and then we have Senegal. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to get some names. Let's see. These are now just layers of confirmation for somebody, okay? So you take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Is a group reading. The same thing with these names. If you see your name here, this is giving you confirmation. There's a message here for you. If you see a karmic's name, there's your confirmation they're involved. If you don't see any name, that's okay. You take what resonates from the message and you leave what doesn't. there. Let me get the other deck. All right. Jacob, Jeffrey, Morgan, Khadijah, Carter, Mario, Lou, Kim, Vanessa, Amber, Cindy, Naomi, Charlie, Rivera, Jazzy, Shanice, and Sasha. Lena, Zuleika, Milan, Ian, Babette, Gianni, Marie, Sakura, Nelson, Alfonso, Liana, Justice, Casey, LaBelle, Kristen, Ibrahim, Odette, Ferrer, Maxine, Myra, Nara, Veronica, Singleton, and Ra. Tammy, Gianna, Debbie, Alicia, Chiquita, Waters, Mitchell, Harry, Jesse, Stamen, Judy, Leon, and David. Antoinette, Renee, Audrey, Sylvain, Cedric, Deanna, Donna, Frankie, Dakota, William, Wheezy, Angela, Ayani, Caesar, Tate, and Cheryl. All right, y'all. So that's what I got. I hope I was able to bring clarity and confirmation to whoever needed to receive today's message. Spiritual court is now adjourned. Peace.